Yeah. Applause. Cheer for me. It is your king of the future. The king of the original Xbox himself. Haytham Gruxton. And I have fucking returned again to give you all another episode of the greatest Xbox original show on this planet. The OG Xbox Extravaganza Riot Show! Now, did you folks really think Haytham Gruxton himself wouldn't return for another episode? Especially seeing that episode 1 of the OG Xbox Extravaganza Riot Show is my most popular video of all time. It's gonna cross 1,000 views soon in a day or two. I've been checking it every day. The people wanted more, so I came down from the Green Mount Olympus itself to bestow upon you people another episode. But that ain't all. Guess what? In the works, episode 3. I got a whole pipeline of episodes coming down. But today, you folks on the adventure. Episode 2. That's the focus and that's the adventure we're going on. So gear the fuck up for another episode of, say it again folks, I know the name's long, but say it with me, come on, chill, the OG Xbox Extravaganza Riot Show, yeah! Well folks, today we're talking about another piece of obscure media. For some reason this brain just goes, booyah motherfucker, whenever we look at obscure media. I don't know why I love obscure media. But we're talking about obscure media today, and in the future probably, but today we are talking about a game I don't think any of you have heard of, a little game called RoadKill. Look at that. Have you seen that cover before, huh? You probably can't see it now because of the glare, but fuck you! RoadKill is an open world vehicular combat game. It's like many other obscure Xbox games I found. I only found it through eBay, just browsing, suggested, looking at new listings. And I found this game and I'm like, feels good. There's always an Xbox game I don't know about. This was certainly one of them. When I saw it, I had to get it and I knew this gotta be an episode. Now folks, if you thought Tiger Woods slayed bitches and you haven't even heard about the time that Twisted Metal got all twisted up with GTA and they went full auto, you know what I mean? I ain't getting more graphic than that, but boy howdy did they do the deed. Now, in case you folks ain't getting my drift, I'm gonna have to go into a wee bit more detail. Let me explain real quick. You see, Twisted Metal and GTA, they fucked and out-popped RoadKill. Now, let me tell you something. Is RoadKill, is this baby that they birthed, is it a prodigy or is it the bastard love child? Is this game gonna go through the town square, we're gonna celebrate it, put it in the cradle, or are we dropping this son of a bitch down the well? Well, guess what? Dr. Haytham Gruxton, I'm gonna tell you folks today, I'm gonna give it the ultimate diagnosis. Now, we gotta start with the good old story. The game takes place in the post-apocalyptic Mad Max libertarian wet dream city known as Hell County. A city that exists after a plague wiped out most of America. Now, gangs have risen to power and taken parts of the city. You play as Mason Strong, the typical generic badass main character. The story isn't a masterpiece obviously, but I do like it. It does what it needs to. It gets you from point A to point B, driving around the city. The story does add charm with its level of humor.
Have a seat, Chino. How are things?
Great, no, things are great, boss.
Good, 'cause I have some good news and some bad news, Chino. The bad news is I have a rat working for me.
What's the good news?
I know who the rat is.
Now, typically I'd go into a good amount of detail explaining the intricacies of the gameplay, but come on now, the background gameplay, comments, I feel like you guys get the overall drift of what the gameplay is like. And I do know one thing. While Haytham Gruxton is the fucking ultimate god genius of the Xbox original, I know my audience. They're fucking intelligent. You guys get the drift, but I'll give the basic details, okay? Now, you have the gun or, your own turret that you can operate and fire on the vehicle. And what's nice is you, for the most part, typically have a passenger firing his own turret, which really does help. Also, because of course, you're driving, you're locked to a vehicle. There are a lot of pickups and stuff. Some of them are, a lot of them are related to the mission. Some of them are money-wise. You will pick them up, you upgrade your vehicle at the shop and so on. But come on, who cares about pickups? Because there's something that's real fun in this game. You can drive around the sidewalks, right? And because you have a combustion engine, you can fucking run pedestrians and prostitutes over. Oh my god! You can fucking drive around, the blood is fucking spraying and they're screaming. You're turning pedestrians into prostitutes into fucking hood cheese and it's a fucking blast! Now, the gameplay of RoadKill has issues of clunkiness. The clunkiness of RoadKill did begin to eat at me. Certain things like the map not having the ability to set a waypoint, for instance, plus the lack of smooth map navigation made me run into some problems with not knowing exactly what stuff was. Something might be at a certain point on the map, but it could be on top of the building for all I know. Sadly, this clunkiness led to one of the biggest issues that broke the gimmick kinda. The idea of being able to always get into fights with other gangs is cool, but I found it very fucking difficult to tell who was in my gang versus a rival gang. I would be fucking unleashing ammo, blasting fools, gunning homies down. You dig? But I would be shooting at a vehicle. I could never tell if it was friendly or not. Probably killed a lot of my own friends. Definitely ran a few of them over for fun. But when it comes to shooting and getting in fights, I'd prefer not to get into friendly combat. But guess what? There's no fucking way to tell. Now, we all know gameplay and story, those are the big points, the things you really gotta cover. But positive points I gotta cover, I cannot ignore the fucking soundtrack, because it's fucking rad. There's multiple radio stations, but the default one is great. It plays lots of rock and roll, which for some reason fits the game so fucking well, it's crazy. Driving around the city while rock and roll plays it's amazing. Something about cities at nighttime, I tell you. The right kind of music with a city at nighttime, the background of the night city, it just fits so well with a certain atmosphere that I love. That probably explains why I like the subset of pop music known as city pop, and why the soundtrack in RoadKill works so well. Now look, obviously RoadKill has its flaws, but I think for me, one of the big flaws, and it's not really on the game itself, but for me, in order, when you're doing a review, you typically play a game in large chunks. However, I think RoadKill is the kind of game that's really better in small chunks. Maybe you play a mission or two once in a while. Maybe you pull RoadKill off the shelf once in a while when the buddies come over or something, have some fun. Play some of the wacky missions, maybe drive around, listen to the music. A fun time with people in small amounts of time. While I may have bitched about some of the flaws, obviously, like with all games, I do think RoadKill is a cool little hidden gem. I'm glad I found it. Now, I'd recommend it. Obviously, if you watch this video, you can make that decision, but obviously, if you're a fan of like Twisted Metal or vehicular combat in general, I think RoadKill would be right up your alley. Now, I just want to say real quick message, because this is episode 2, obviously after a successful episode 1. Anybody who's digging the OG Xbox Extravaganza Riot show, I just want to say, grateful, I'm glad you like it. You guys are all awesome, unlike these 7 fucking pussies. Do you see them up there? Oh man, they were just too stupid to fucking get it, or they're big fucking Sony PlayStation 2 fans. Who knows, and either way, too dumb to get it. Unlike you guys, who are fucking awesome. You recognize the fucking champion of the Xbox original himself. How they can't see the light emulating off of this fucking genius, I don't know. But you guys can. I'm glad you dig the show, honestly. Now look, as mentioned earlier, and I have episode plans, I got a finale planned, I have lots of ideas for the show. The episodes will always be evolving and a little different as they go on. I there will always be quality issues and stuff, but just know I'm always going to try my best to bring something unique to you guys. And if you ain't down with the OG Xbox Extravaganza Riot show, just know Gruxton Mania is running wild on you fools!